Sleeping with Sirens ended their show early because the pit got too violent. Looks to me like the band couldn't hang, so they took the door. Or I'm about to take the door. I'll see myself out. Happy Monday. How you doing? You look good today. Sleeping with Sirens is on tour with Pierce the Veil right now. Check it out. Pierce the Veil, I Can't Hear You World Tour with Sleeping with Sirens, Beach Weather, and Daisy Grenade. They're hitting a bunch of North American dates, and a few days ago they were at Minneapolis, and hit the fan. This post on Reddit sums it up pretty perfectly. Alright, Sleeping with Sirens cut their set at Minneapolis due to fights and people fainting. But is this true? Are Sleeping with Sirens just being soft because people are going too hard into pit? Did people actually get hurt? And did you check out the new join button down below? That shit fresh, that shit new, check it out. But over on TikTok, we did get some footage of the whole thing, so let's go ahead and check it out.
Somebody's right down there or passed out, so if you can move it out of the way. That's gonna be it for us. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.
I like how Kellin just sang the intro and then people just applauded anyway. Like, why was no one confused? I know at the end bit there, people did get a little confused. Even the camera woman, she was like, like she was fucking heartbroken. She was so lost. But breaking it down, the captions in the video says, Sleeping with Sirens ended last song. If you can't hang, early due to medical issue at the barricade. But the video doesn't do too much for us. You'd think because of this angle and an incident went down at the barricade, you'd be able to see it pretty well, but we don't really see shit. And if we look at the top comment of this TikTok, apparently, take this with a grain of salt because we're just trusting a TikTok comment here. This is the girl that was getting hurt during the show. That was me. I was getting punched in the back of the head by these huge boys and they were laughing about it. They were pushing me down and we were screaming at them to stop. They kicked them out before asking if I wanted to press charges. Lamau. I like scroll through every comment to see if we get a little bit more information, but we don't. Everyone in this comment section are just like arguing over pit etiquette. But if this happened at the barricade, what does the pit have to do with anything? If we go back to this Reddit post, apparently people were there and they were saying like, yeah, people were getting way too rowdy at the pit. So I'm not too sure what's going on because the story is a little messy. It's like, oh, I was there. This is what happened. This is what happened. So I don't know. All we know is Kellin said, hey man, look at that. I'm out of here. This is too much for me. And it seems like he just ended it all because he didn't want things to get like too out of hand. He didn't want things to get too rowdy, obviously. No one wants to see someone seriously hurt at a show, not even if you're in the pit. Now you can look at this whole situation in one of three ways, all right? The first way is, good job, Kellin. No one got hurt. You pulled the plug because you don't want anyone to get seriously hurt and leave in the woo, woo, woo. That was supposed to be an ambulance. I think, no, wee, woo, wee, whatever. I don't know. I don't know ambulance noises. My bad. Way number two, he could have just been like, hey, I'm gonna pause the song for now, relax, or we're dipping. Kind of give him a warning, like a serious, firm father. Like, listen, take out the trash or I'm fucking you up. I'm grabbing the belt. And the third way is, Kellin, you're a pussy. This is a show. People get hurt at shows. You're such a bitch. Now, I've seen people say all three of these things in the comments. I personally believe he probably should have done option 2, which was again like, yo guys, relax, pause. But I do understand why he ended things abruptly. I don't know how to say that word. Because he does give a shit about people's health. He doesn't want to be playing a show and, oh look, dead guy. Either that or it's a nice excuse to leave work early because they play the same song every single tour. He's probably tired of that shit. The people that are saying this is what happens in shows, okay, people should expect this, blah, blah, blah. Brother, this is a Sleeping with Sirens show, okay? I don't think anyone is expecting to get beat in the back of the head like the girl is claiming at a Sleeping with Sirens show. This isn't a hardcore show. This isn't a slam show. This is one of the softest, heavy bands in the scene right now. So sit the fuck down, Mr. Tough Guy. They're about to play Roger Rabbit. Everyone back the fuck up. I'm about to crowd killing this bitch. I hurt my hip doing that shit. My shit popped. I'm too old. Hopefully I didn't fuck my camera angle up too bad. Mind you, I do agree if you're in the pit and you expect not to get hurt, not to get hit, you may be a little stupid. People like to go hard. That's fine. But again, anyone that's crowd killing or some shit or actually trying to beat someone up at a Sleeping with Sirens show, holy fuck, you're a loser. Oh my god. Now moving on. People tend to forget about Astro World, okay? And I know you cannot compare the amount of people that was at Astro World versus like this little like venue that Sleeping with Sirens did. When I say little, I don't mean a shitty little bar, okay? That was probably like a 4,000 person venue, maybe even more. But regardless, there's a bunch of people in this tiny venue that are packed up like sardines, and the closer you are to the barricade, like the more crushed you get. So shit is still pretty dangerous, and I think you gotta be at least a little understanding if shit gets too rowdy. But after looking into this, I did find a similar incident with Sleeping with Sirens back in 2019. This tweet reads, "Sorry for ending the show somewhat abruptly." Bro, I can't say that word. "But I watched 3 kids who could have been seriously hurt because of lack of security and no barricade. Your safety is our main priority, so I made a judgment call. See you next time." People love no barricade shows. Clearly Sleeping with Sirens do not. All right, this is not their forte. That is not their scene. That is not their cup of tea. They don't like all the violence, seemingly. They just want people to pull up, enjoy the music, move around a bit, and leave. All right, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it does seem like Kellin gives a shit about the crowd. All right, like he doesn't play when it comes to safety. But of course, it's dependent on the situation as well. If people are like passing out and fainting at the barricades, yeah, do something about it. But if shit is getting a little rowdy in the pit, you know, what the fuck? Like, I suggest to leave them be, all right? That's what they're there for. That's what they're low-key signing up for. And again, depending on who you're watching should depend on how hard you go. This Friday, I'm gonna go to Philly. I'm gonna go see Calling All Captains. If you're gonna be there, say hi. But I'm gonna pit it up. I'm just not gonna be punching people in the fucking face. That is a pop punk band. But this Saturday, I'm gonna go to Jersey and see Sanity Slip. Yeah, I might partake in a little bit of crowd killing. Maybe I'm just talking shit. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm a pussy. I'm not doing that. Hey, nobody crowd kill me. All right, I'm pussy. Like, subscribe, join the Discord, become a member, and click right here, because last time we spoke about President's new single. I'm gonna spoil it. That shit is ass.